Okay, this is the linchpin. I've got it loaded in my vise. I took the ring out of it. You can see that's the hole going through the linchpin. I've already started to cut a groove in it. The idea is to recreate the stock piece right here that engages the clutch arm with that groove, and then there's a pin that goes through that hole to hold it in place. I'm cutting the groove with a hacksaw by hand. I've loaded 3 blades into my hacksaw to try to make the groove all in one fell swoop, or at least most of it. You can see 2 things. First of all, it's not absolutely 100% perfectly centered the way a machinist would be able to do it, or somebody who has really proper tools and measuring devices. But also, so one side's just slightly bigger than the other. But also that groove is not quite wide enough, so I will dress the thicker side, removing material from it, until I sneak up and get that pretty darn close to perfect in order to fit that arm in there. I've just now gotten down past the hole that the pin is going to go through, and so I've still got a little ways to go. And this is kind of slow handwork, and I hold my vise isn't nailed down to my bench, so I hold it with one hand and just slowly move the saw blades back and forth over the workpiece, not pressing down terribly hard and just allowing the blades to do the work for me. It's a long process, but it's faster than trying to find another stock bit off of a used bike that somebody's parting out. Okay, I've got the groove down just about where I want it, matching up the hole with the stock piece. You should be able to see those grooves are quite close. The stock piece groove is just a little bit deeper than the one that I've cut, which is a good thing, because once you've gone too far, you'll have to make a whole nother piece. So I can always make that slot deeper, but making it more shallow is impossible. So the fact that it's slightly shallow is okay. This is the stock bit. As you see, it doesn't fit in that slot. That slot's just a little bit too narrow after cutting it with my 3 hacksaw blades, which is fine, because now I'll dress the slot with a bastard file. This is a bastard file, and they come in different thicknesses, and I found one that's almost exactly the same thickness as the clutch arm that needs to go in that slot. So now I'm going to dress this slot with this file a little bit. I've managed to get the file started down in this groove by bracing it a little cockeyed so that it only was removing material from the side that was slightly thicker that I wanted to remove, and then straightening it out a little bit as it started to make that groove. And now I'm going straight down, and I think you should be able to see that I'm just removing material from that left-hand side. I don't know, this camera's not the best. As I'm working my way down through that groove. The thing with files is that they have teeth that cut in one direction, and the teeth on this cut in the pull on the edge. So it's the pull that I want to do. I don't want to saw back and forth or I'll dull the file. You just want to use the teeth in the correct direction. So I'm going to work my way down through that groove, and when I'm done dressing it with this file, it should have a very nice sharp profile that closely mirrors the profile of the file, and that'll be exactly the right thickness to engage that clutch arm. Continuing the process, you can see I've gotten most of the way down there, but I have to be completely honest and say that metalworking with hand tools, it takes a long time and it's difficult.